If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Kaija Godfrey, Dennis Apiku, Pastor Dennis. You're very welcome. I'm trying to settle in. Hi Agatha Chisache Kabugo. If you hear me, give me a thumbs up. Okay. Thanks, Dennis. Thanks, Ivan, for that confirmation. Awesome. You're welcome. Remember to share the link with friends and family and everyone out there. Kadima Otegera, thank you for that confirmation. Kalisa Ndoli, you're welcome. Pastor Jeremy Biamanzi, I see you, you're welcome. Pastor Solomon Glory Nantairo, you're welcome. Thank you, Diana, for that confirmation. I see you guys. Doleto Mugera, you're welcome. Victorious Martha, tell us the brand that you represent. This is Money Moments. Tell us the brand that you represent. Nate Mwonge from Big Loaf. I have heard about your bread. I'm yet to order for some. With a big family, you need a big loaf. Victorious Martha, I see you. You're welcome. Bint Ali. Bint Ali, hi, you're welcome. Tell us the brand that you represent. Share the video, share this link with friends and family. As we wait for the numbers to go up. Onyait Odeke from Makula Pictures. Makula Pictures, Onyait Odeke, we see you. Dr. Helen Lugone from Kevina Medical Center, you're welcome. Share the video link. Kasana Sandra, Edge's Kitchen in Makindye. Edge's Kitchen in Makindye. Etolu, Jerry Bernard, the security man, Safer Now Security System, the best cameras in town. Kakumba Ivan from Secheru Media. Secheru Media helps businesses amplify their brand. I've used you, I am using you. You're doing an awesome job. Tina Namazi from Smart Spaces. Kalisa Ndoli from Medaid Pharmaceuticals, Kana Farms, Kana Diaries. Looks like there is more. Welcome, Kalisa. Bogere Frank from ASGI Hospital. You're welcome. Patience Kaposh from Harvest Finance Limited. Harvest Finance. Some of those people who bring your future closer. If you want to borrow money, go to Harvest Finance. Net Mwonge, the Kalango is the big loaf is available in your nearest supermarket, but it can be delivered as well. Rosie Olunloyo from BU Brand. Rosie, my friend, I see you. Your best platform for success. Awesome. Share the video link to friends and family and tell us the brand that you represent. Tina from Kawoya for Kampala team. Tina, what is that? Kawoya for Kampala team. Dushabe Christine, elaborate. Pastor Angela Sanyu Okulo, Prophet, we see you. You're welcome. You're very welcome, Prophet Angela Sanyu Okulo. We'll start shortly. Good to be here. I'm very honored to sit in for Apostle Mose. Angela Sanyu Okulo from Beautiful Moments and 256 Duka. 256 Duka, I've heard about that one. It's coming. Sigena Kuba Chocha. And Beautiful Moments. Thank you, Prophet Angela. Awesome. Tell us the brand that you represent. George Santos from Santos Bazalel. Santos Bazalel. What do you do, George Santos? What do you do? What does Bazalel do? Yeah. All right. I'll start shortly. Like I said, I'm very honored today to sit in for Apostle Mose, who is away. And last week, he was here sharing with us and encouraging us to invest, to save and invest. And he talked about the story of Pharaoh and how they are able to save as a nation and became very prosperous. In times of famine, they had a lot of resources, they had food to give, and everyone else didn't have, so it became very prosperous in that season. You're welcome, Evelyn Nuwagava from Wevo Group, Chick Lingari. Anna Katusime from Ankats Investments, you're very welcome. Great. So we'll start at 43. Yes, we're at 43. Today I want to share something a bit related, but not so related with what Apostle Moses shared last week. And I want to share about money, the currency. Money, the currency. And I want you to post for me there, what are the similarities between money and electricity? Share with me some similarities that you know between money and electricity. Similarities between money and electricity. Yes. What does money and electricity have in common? I'm waiting for some answers. Pastor Jeremy, both of them burn. That's true. Money can burn, electricity can burn. They are both consumables. They are both currencies. Oh, that's going very fast. They are both dynamic. They flow. Money, the currency. I pay to access electricity. They both have power. Yes. If you mess with both, you get a serious shock. Yes, I told you, Jerry, you know that as the guy who installed security cameras and gadgets, it can shock you. They both need to be generated. Perfect, Alvin, that's a good answer. They both need to be generated. Currency, Doreen says, currency and electricity must flow. Have a conduit from point A to point B. True. They are both called Kara. Anna Katusime, that's a nice one. They are both called Kara. They both have value. They both have been valued or have value. They are both assets. I use money to pay electricity and electricity to make money. Nice. They work together. Yeah? They both light up moments. Yes. They both light up moments. They can light up your world. Money can light up your world, so can electricity. It's transactional, Moses Sebale, that's correct. Yes, they can both shock you. They are both generated. Then they transit. Moses Sebale, yes, they transit. They transit. Yeah? All the things we've talked about money are true. They're very true. Yeah? But today I want us to talk about how money flows as a currency. And all those things indeed are true. Money flows, so does currency. Electricity. Now there are two types of electricity. There is static electricity, but there is also current electricity. Current electricity flows. Yeah? Static electricity is static. So we are going to talk about the electricity that flows, the currency. And we know it's either alternating current or direct current. I'm a professional electrician, but I don't know when I last repaired anything. But I remember the first time I got shocked when I put a pin. I was still young then. When I put, it was a paper clip in the socket. I got a shock of my life. The electricity was current in me. It flowed in me. Yeah. So I want us to talk about the currency that flows. The currency that flows. For you to get money, there has to be something in return. So it's alternating. Yeah. Money goes, it comes. It goes in exchange of a service or a good or any other value. If you have a service to offer or a product to offer, money exchanges hands, so it flows. It's alternating. It goes and comes. It goes and comes. But there's also direct current. Direct current flows in one direction. Alternative current flows in both ways. It goes and comes. But direct currency flows in one direction. How is electricity created? There is a force which pushes an atom, rather a force which enters an atom, and the atom releases electrons. That is basic, I think it was physics, basic physics. And when electricity is generated, it flows. I remember the first time when I started, I was doing industrial training at BAT. That's when I really felt the power of electricity. I was moving past like a transformer, and you could hear the currency flowing. Yeah. When I was growing up, I used to like, because when we studied, we had very few professionals to seek out to. So with the guidance of my father, I decided that I would be an engineer, an electrical engineer. So when I went to a technical college, I studied power. It was a subject called power generation, or something like that. But in there, we got to learn a lot about power. And I remember I went to UEB then. I don't know if some of you know what UEB is. Jeremy, Nasoma. Nasoma. So there was a body called UEB, which was split into 3 agencies now. But we visited UEB and we really loved. I went to see the transformers. those power stations. I went to the current Owen Falls Dam, then visited. That was my first year of industrial training before I went to BAT. I loved power. It was a good thing for me, because then engineers were rich people, first of all, but also it was an honor to be an engineer. You are a big person. The guys in UEB had those red pickups. I don't know if you remember them. So I visited power stations. I visited almost, then it was Owen Falls Dam alone that I could visit. But generally speaking, power has to be generated. Power has to be generated. Electricity has to be generated. And during generation, it starts with a voltage. And that voltage is transmitted. Now, if you look at the way power is generated, it is generated using natural resources. All power is generated using natural resources. And those natural resources mainly, if you look at water, wind, or steam using either nuclear power or coal, it pushes a turbine, and the turbine pushes an alternator, and the alternator creates the alternating current. Yeah? And there has to be a way of generating money, or generating an income or a resource. So and why I'm saying all this, I want us to look at ourselves in the line of currency, in the line of money and how it flows. And the first point of generation is the power generation, really. It could be a dam, it could be a wind turbine, or whatever it is. And we've come to learn that we are all not generators of money. It's a few people who step out and say, I will generate money, I'll start a business, or I'm an entrepreneur, whatever it is. And you might not be that. It could be someone else. Yeah? So think about where you are now. Are you a generator? And there's different forms of generation. You can have big projects like Kira, like Karuma, etc., where there is high generation of power. But also it could be a small generator, like a 250 kV in a home, or 100 kV. But it could also be a battery of 1.5 volts. So how much generation of power, of electricity, of current can you generate? And that's talking about capacity. Like I said, if you look at most of the generation is done, the big generation is done using natural resources. And it reminds me of Deuteronomy 8:18, which talks about the power to create wealth is from God. The power to create wealth is from God. Most of the big power generation is using natural resources, not using batteries. What are they called? Which brand of batteries? Eveready and the like. No, it's big power generation. 183 megawatts, 600 megawatts, 200 megawatts. And then in-house you can have your small generators of 250 kVA and the like. Yes. Min Nunu Chuza, you say, I am a generator. A battery, 1.5 volts. Red pickups and white tops. UEB, yes. So, which kind of generator are you? Which kind of generator are you? And are you generating alternating current or direct current? Direct current is generated using small batteries. Amanda. Yeah? And you know that direct current, which flows in one direction, that's why batteries run out of power. Because they are passing in one direction. They are not alternating, but they are passing in one direction. And you will see that when you get to the consumer. Yeah? So which kind of generator are you? Which kind of generator are you? And like you see, all those turbines have to go to a natural resource. They have to go to most of the big power generating projects use natural resources. Yes, they use natural resources. You generate power to get wealth from God, not from yourself. So are you creating alternative current or direct current? You find very few factories running on DC. Most of them run on alternative current, which is the big one. Yes, Awelo says, I want to be Karuma Falls. Karuma Falls has 600 megawatts. Yes, that's good. So look at the next level of transmission or distribution, where current flows. So first, are you a generator? Now we are going to ask, are you a transmitter? Are you a transmitter? Current flows through conductors. A conductor of current is that conductor that lets in current to flow through it. Now, you find some conductors have a different level of resistance. Yeah, a different level of resistance. So how much resistance do you have that stops that electric current or that money currency to go through you? Some of that resistance is called disobedience, laziness, etc. Yeah, so do you let currency flow through you, or do you hold it? Do you resist it? Yeah? Do you resist it? Do you resist currency from going through you? Question, do you resist currency from going through you? Do your cables transmit all the currency that comes through it? The cables that transmission are different from the cables during distribution. The cables that transmission are different from the cables that you use during distribution. Now, the transmission cables are armored, they are heavy. They can take in that electric power, that currency. As the distribution ones, the normal ones you see, the ones on your computer and the like, they are weaker. So what kind of cable or transmitter are you? Are you armored? Are you armored? Can you handle high voltage? Can you handle high voltage? And can you let it all go through you without resistance, disobedience, laziness, etc.? I know some of the things we learn at SFFG, having multiple income streams, etc. All those things allow you to be a good transmitter. Allow you to be a good transmitter. I refuse to resist currency from going through me. Yes, I will. Resist. All right? So can you handle high voltages that are going through you? Distribution really, like I said, is a smaller part of transmission, and the cabling there is normally smaller, not very heavy, anyone can carry it, unlike the cables for distribution. Now let's go to consumption. First of all, you know that power becomes more expensive when consumers are fewer. Yeah? Currently in Uganda we have an oversupply of power. Why? Because we have very low consumption. So power is wasted when there are no consumers. The level of production is dependent on the level of consumers. Now, if you have less consumers than is produced, power becomes more expensive. That hinders transmission, it hinders distribution. Yes, reducing resistance. Doreen Mazapwe, he said reducing resistance, less ohms, exactly. Resistance is measured in ohms. So I'm taking you back to your physics, to your physics learning. Okay? So when it comes to consumption, you can either be a consumer or a supplier of consumers. How many consumers do you supply your company? How many people do you employ? How many suppliers do you have? Yeah, how many suppliers do you have? How many people do you donate to? But you can also be at the end, at the consuming end. I got to learn something very interesting when I was studying, that most of the home appliances turn alternative current to direct current. It's one way. It doesn't return. That's what consumption is about. At the end, there is no return. It's not like at generation. At the end, there is no return. Most of the home appliances use direct current. Your phones, your flat screens, your flashlights, your bulbs at home, all those, when they give them alternating current, which changes hands, yeah, they turn it into direct current. So I ask myself a question: do I want to be a consumer? Do I want to be a home appliance, or do I want to be a transmitter? And I keep asking myself a question: where do I lie? Where do I lie? Senkali Duncan says, I refuse to resist. Yes, refuse to resist. Let all the electric current, all the money go through you. Don't hold. Don't hold. I got to learn that you find very few wealthy people have money seated on their accounts. It's always making more money. It's turning. Yeah. Even when they save, they quickly turn it into investment. It's rarely seated on the bank account. So, are you going to hold money? Are you going to transmit it? Are you going to be a consumer? Are you going to be a flat screen, a phone, a flashlight? Or you're going to be a generator and transmitter? Thank you, Awelo. My teaching is good. Thank you. So where do you lie? Are you a generator? Are you a transmitter? And what kind of transmitter are you? Are you in the transmission line or in the distribution line? Or are you an appliance? Are you an appliance? Are you an appliance? Are you a transmission line? Are you a generator? Pastor Beatrice Bemanzi, I am a transmitter. Hallelujah. I am a transmitter. I am a transmitter. Awesome. Tell me what do you want to be? Who are you currently? Who are you currently? Appliances use direct current, one side, one direction. If you move from receiving to being a transmitter, to creating income streams, to doing business, you become a transmitter. The lead generator is God. The lead generator is God. Yeah? God is the creator. He's the one who gives you power to get wealth. George Santos, generator and transmitter. Yes, you generate, you transmit. Awesome. Post your questions, post your feedback. I am a transmitter, Sina roadblocks. Thank you, Pastor Solomon Glory Nantai. You are a transmitter, you have no roadblocks. Yes. And remember, direct current, batteries get finished. That's why your torch batteries get finished. Your phone battery gets finished. Because once current is flowing in one direction, it's not sustainable. Someone has to generate it. That's why our cars have alternators which turn that DC to AC. Someone has to create alternating current where goods and services exchange with money. Yes, Peace Kaposh, generator and transmitter. Senkali Duncan, I am working on being a very strong transmitter. Hallelujah. Jotham Martin Wambi, as we close, I choose to transmit all my current that I naturally generate. Hallelujah. Thank you guys, I'm loving this. Yes. Lead generator, transmitter, or appliance. Jotham Martin Wambi, I choose to transmit all the current that I naturally generate. Awelo, I am a big transmitter, the one that allows high voltage to pass through. Yes, those are the armored cables, and they don't break easily. Doesn't matter the voltage. They compress the voltage and transmit all of it, so that the person who is using an appliance receives all the voltage the way it is. Reduce resistance, increase the current that goes through it. Awesome. Awesome. Generator, transmitter, appliance. Generator, transmitter, appliance. Yes. Friends, thank you for joining us today. And I hope you have been nudged. It's a journey for everyone. 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 Great. Timo Mwesigwa, you're welcome. You're welcome, Prophet Timo. You're a big transmitter in the making. Yes. A big transmitter in the making. Yeah. Agatha Chisache, reduce resistance, increase current going through you. Yes. Resistance involves many things. A big one that comes to my mind is disobedience, lack of knowledge, lack of wisdom. It is, and it's a journey. And we can upgrade our cabling every time they wear out. Yes, Jotham, what are some of the ways I can reduce resistance? What are some of the ways I can reduce resistance? I've said one, disobedience, laziness, knowledge. I think wisdom is one of the best. Wisdom, knowledge and understanding. Like we learn in SFFG, start with the knowledge. Pastor Emmanuel Makande says, this year for me saw me lose a lot of power. I shall be transmitting next year. Hallelujah. Yes, so friends, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this was beneficial. And I wish you a blessed evening. Pastor Emmanuel, I'm so upgrading my cabling next year. Hey! Yes, upgrade the cabling. Thank you, Pastor Emmanuel Makande. You're welcome, Mr. Moses Sebali. Friends, I'll log out now. It was an honor to be here. Thank you for tuning in. Share the video with your friends. And let's get this currency flowing. Have a wonderful evening and a great week ahead. Awesome. Bye-bye. Have a nice evening. Cheers.